Hey guys, welcome back to Nail World. Today we are doing an interview with one of the most impressive nail techs I've ever met. Please welcome Natasha Bychkova, a good friend of mine. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for your invitation.
It's so good to have you, seriously.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to sit with you on this couch. So
thank you, me too.
Yeah.
Good to be back. So to give you guys some background information on Natasha, we are here at Nail Art House, which is her salon. So Natasha is an active nail tech and nail artist. She is a salon owner as well as a nail educator. So tell us about your career. Give us a little bit of a background.
Liz just introduced me. My name is Natasha Bychkova, and I'm an owner of Nail Art House Studio, and it's also an education center where I offer nail classes. And it's been a year and a half since I started to work as an instructor as well. And we offer nail services, we offer nail classes, we have an online store, so we ship around the United States and Canada, and yeah, I love what I do, and I've been doing this for about 5 years total, but I'm working for myself for about 3 years so far, and I absolutely love it. That was my best decision ever.
Yeah.
And so many goals, so many plans, so I'm ready for your questions.
Yeah. So the reason I was so excited to interview you today is because from the moment that we met each other, we were already bonding over some of our shared views on why it is important to consider being your own boss, and more importantly, why it's important to know your worth. And so today's video is all about the big question of how much should I charge for what I do? You know, as a nail tech, that's a really difficult question to answer. And you and I have talked about this extensively, that we both feel the number one mistake that techs make in our industry is to sell themselves short.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why we love each other, because we don't do that.
Yeah.
So we want to know, how much did you charge starting out?
So when I started, it was 2016, 17, I started to work for myself. And at the first, before I'm gonna say my price list, I just wanted to tell you the services we offer. This is not just a regular service. It's not just a 15-minute service. When you're just a beginner, you usually start from 3-4 hours for one service. I know it's shocking for United States, but this is how we do it in Russia, and I brought my skills and experience here. And at first I was charging $25 per 3-4 hours. If you split it, that will be $7 per hour, which is not the best, but this is what you should do at the beginning. $25 was my first.
$25 for a manicure that took 3 to 4 hours to do.
Yes, just a solid color.
I think it's really important that we let the viewers know you do high quality Russian manicures.
Right.
And that's the reason that you're spending 3 to 4 hours, but you only charge $25 for that beautiful Russian manicure. Do you feel now like you were selling yourself short?
It's hard to tell right now because I was just a beginner as well, and I don't want to say, by that time my services was perfectly incredible, with the right quality. So definitely comparing now, I can offer much better quality, right? Because I was invested in myself. So no regrets. Definitely it was hard to start and hard to raise at first, your prices. But you have to go to the theater.
Yeah, that's true. And you and I have talked about confidence being really important. When you want to raise your price, you have to feel confident in your work first. So how did you get to a level of feeling confident enough in your work to raise your price?
So there's the main reason you have to invest in yourself, in your skills, first of all, to be able to offer a quality. And then I save up for my class, for my next, I would say first quality, you know, a class, live class with instructor who can just take my hand and just put the right position on my hand, you know, just tell me where's my mistakes. Because learning from the YouTube, yes, sometimes it's great when you have a base, you know, a basic, you know, medical skills, but then when you're just a beginner, you gotta go to live classes.
You have to.
You have to.
You absolutely have to, and that is something that I didn't fully understand until I came to your class, believe it or not. And I was not a beginner when I came to your class. But I really have to plug you here because the viewers need to know. I came to your class October of last year. It's February now. So it's only been a few months. But after having been in this industry for 6 years, I've seen so much more rapid growth in the last few months since I went to your class. And when I tell you my confidence has skyrocketed, oh my God, it's been incredible, you know? And I feel like this is the feeling that you need to say, I'm worth more. I can raise my price and I can feel good about it knowing my client is getting exactly what they're paying for. So I want to thank you for making that available in Austin, Texas, because you're the first to do it. You know? It is incredibly hard to find good nail education anywhere in Texas. So if you are in Texas and you're a nail tech, or if you're anywhere in the States, honestly, strongly recommend coming to Natasha's class. It will change your life.
Thank you. I appreciate your feedback, and feedback helps me to grow. So that means a lot to me.
Absolutely.
It means the whole world.
Yeah, so I think that it's a combination of what you're talking about, the education piece, and really investing, being down to spend the money on your education. And then investing your time and spending a lot of time perfecting your craft. Because for me, whenever I worked in a salon, I didn't have time to perfect my craft. I was just trying to get my client in and out the door.
And because it's such a quick services.
It was just standard procedure, you know, and you were just doing whatever you had to do to make that dollar and get home. And I didn't ever have an opportunity to perfect my craft or work in that direction until I started working for myself. Did you feel the same way?
I felt the same way, and this is actually the reason why I started to work for myself. I was working for the nail salon for about a year, and this is how I started. And one day I just felt like I'm not growing anymore. I mean, I'm not even growing for this year. Nothing has changed. And then I just realized, okay, I gotta go and just rent my first small studio at least, you know, and just spend that time for the quality procedures. And then when I just started, it was 2017, it was August. I started, and I want to say I haven't had that much clientele, but I have a quite few. And after a week and a half, 2 weeks after I opened my own business, I was booked up for 3 months ahead of time. I was booked up. And this is what made me also change my prices.
Wow.
I was full.
That speaks volumes.
Yes.
That's incredible. And I actually had a really similar experience because whenever I worked in a salon, I was pretty consistently booked. But once I started working for myself, I gave myself the freedom to really take my time. I gave myself big buffer windows in between clients so I could make sure every detail was perfect. And that immediately became evident in the content that I would post on my Instagram. And my following skyrocketed. And so we're not even just talking about being fully booked for months out, which also happened as a result, but to go from maybe 300 followers to 27,000 in a year. I don't know how many people do that, you know?
I know. Yeah.
It happened very spontaneously. I had no intention, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel
But
the
when
same
you
way.
invest in yourself, everyone sees the difference.
Absolutely, and you invest in yourself, in the equipment. You have to invest in your advertising. You have to invest in the Instagram. Yes, Instagram takes your money,
It's
for
true.
advertising, and then you get the feedback. You see more followers. You expand your audience.
I love this conversation because what it keeps coming back to is really, if you want to make a bigger paycheck, it starts with investing first, because I'm aware, you don't just go to classes here in the States, you're flying to Russia to learn from the best, right?
Right.
And that really shows in your work because you're the only person in the area who can do what you do at all. And talk about adding to your value. That's incredible, and I never would have occurred to me to do something like that. That's genius.
Yeah, absolutely. And you also investing in your flights. You buying your tickets from your own pocket.
Exactly.
You even spending your money from your own pocket for vacation, because you also need vacation.
Yes.
Nobody gonna pay for your vacation. You're gonna do it from your own pocket when you work for yourself. And so it also takes because you are very close from burning out and you need vacation.
Yes.
People must take vacation.
Did it feel intimidating to spend all of that money up front on paying for flights to Russia, paying for, I can only guess how expensive these classes may have been, and spending all of this money not knowing how your business was going to go? Did that make you nervous at all at first?
Oh, definitely. I am a human as everybody, and
Sure.
we all have stress in our life, and when we're super excited about our business, especially women, we are so sensitive sometimes, and we just need to, I don't know, it's just hard,
It gets to be overwhelming.
It's hard to start. This is the hardest thing. You just need
so
to
true.
start. Yeah. So definitely it was stressful, but when you just, like I said, you have to go to the fear, and just go through. You have to set up your goals before, and when you have everything set up, when you work with the purpose, then all of the dreams will come true.
Yeah, I think some of the best business advice I've ever gotten is this concept that the greater the risk, the greater the potential reward. And if you're not willing to risk anything, you're not going to gain very much.
Right.
You're going to stay exactly where you're at. And so whenever I left the salon to be my own independent nail tech boss, I was telling myself, I'll need to get a second job. My books will probably be pretty light. I'm not sure that I'll be able to make ends meet just doing nails, but this is important to me because I can see that the salon life has reached that sort of plateau for me, where you're not growing anymore, and it just wasn't worth it to me anymore.
Right.
And I said, I love doing nails, I want to keep doing nails, but I just need to take a different path. And so, yeah, it was scary for me too. But like I said, the immediate growth, everything just skyrocketed. I thought I was going to need a second job, and I ended up not having time for any side projects,
I feel this. I actually had the same experience when I just started to do nails. I was baking some cakes on the side. I was trying to make some handcraft bracelets. I was trying to sell them on Etsy and everywhere else on Facebook because I felt like $7 per hour, it was, not enough to pay my rent and all of my needs.
Right.
So, and then actually after I took my first, class with instructor, I was just like, I took off.
And you've done all of this in a matter of 3 years.
3 years.
You've gone from being an independent nail tech, charging $25 for a 4-hour set, to, well, what are your prices now?
So for now, I have an hour and a half service. It's $100, and this is just a solid color. And plus I started to teach, which I really love and enjoy.
So a solid color on a natural manicure. Yes.
Yes, just a gel polish manicure. I won't say just a gel polish, it's a Russian manicure, detailed.
And let me tell you guys, it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's so worth
It's
it.
incredible.
You have to follow her Instagram and see it for yourself. The work is incredible.
Thank you.
So an hour and a half service, $100.
Yes.
How much do you charge for your classes?
So it depends on the class and how many days we have. And the main class, the level 1, it's a Russian manicure for beginners. It's $1,000 for 3 days, and we usually have a group of 4 or 6 people. Depending on the season of the pandemic, depending on the snowstorm, whatever can happen, right? So,
Wow. I am so lucky that I got in before it was $1,000.
right? Yeah, we just raised our prices.
Because guys, everyone that asked me if it was worth it, because when I took your class, you know, I was posting about it on Instagram, people asked me how much, and it wasn't as expensive then, but people still looked at the price tag and said, oh, that's a lot of money, is it worth it? And I was like, she should be charging more, which is why I have a huge smile on my face. I'm so happy to hear that you have raised your price to $1,000 because it is so worth it. I would absolutely pay that and take it all over again.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a nail instructor, I just felt like I started my other new career a year and a half ago. So I was also building my reputation, building my, reviews and feedbacks from the students. So it was definitely, lower than now.
Mm-hmm.
And now I feel like people looking for these classes, people ready to fly around the United States. We have people from Puerto Rico, they fly into Austin, Texas, and they see the value of this class. So
incredible. And this is why I always tell people you are the most impressive nail tech I have ever met.
Thank you,
honestly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you guys need any other answers to how, when, and why you might raise your price, I think that sums it up pretty nicely to go from $25 for a 4-hour set to $1,000 for a weekend class. So I want to congratulate you on everything you've achieved. You're such an inspiration, and it's been amazing to watch you grow even in the short time that I've known you. So I want to really thank you for your contribution, certainly to my career, but to the nail community as a whole, because we're all learning together how to value ourselves properly, and I feel like watching your success story is just a really beautiful thing and a great contribution to
my goal I just really want to inspire some nail technicians and just show them how to make it right, to inspire, to set up their goals, to help them to find themselves. And I always tell them, you not necessarily need just to do like extensions. You can be great at the pedicure, you can be great at the natural nails. You can be an instructor. You can just open your online store. There's so many ways.
Oh, we didn't even mention your online store.
Yes, I love it. I got this idea back in the quarantine because I realized, what if I'm gonna, be staying home and just lose all clients in one day, and this is what happened, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just felt like we need some e-commerce business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a great addition for our students because they can just fly over here for classes, and we also provide them lifetime discounts. So they can just fly, become a student of the Nail Art House, and they can always use some of the promo codes and get the products from Russia, Ukraine, and any other European countries.
Yeah, and having purchased supplies from your store as a previous student, I can definitely say without a doubt that the quality has been markedly better. The things that I have bought from your store have been better than, if I'm getting it at our neighborhood nail supply store. Not to knock them, because I love them and they carry lots of things that I still need. But whenever I need that flame bit for my Russian manicure, I'm getting it from
Dust
Natasha
collector.
because
Yes.
it came from Russia where this was invented. It just makes sense.
Yeah. And also, let's talk about the dust collector, because I also feel like
Life-changing.
people who invest in their skills, you
Mhm.
know, and getting some feedback and some income from it, they can just invest in the equipment.
Yes.
And this is the most important thing, because this is your health. And you know, we're gonna work with nails for many years more,
Yes.
and we have to think about it.
So I did buy a dust collector from Natasha's website, and we're going to be doing a full review on it and comparing it to other products in the future because it changed my life.
Yeah.
So,
And the client's life, because they're
Yes.
always sitting a whole dust on their arms. And
yes, I mean, my salon is like 90% cleaner just from having purchased this one really effective tool, and it is just life-changing.
Yeah.
So we're definitely gonna, I mean, I recommend popping over and just cruising Natasha's shop. It's called Nail Art House Store.
Yep.
So go take a look. Having used the Russian polishes here in class, I can say they are also life-changing. They're so clean, they're so opaque. I've loved everything that I've used from her store, and I'm not just gassing her up because she's my friend. So go check out her Instagram, check out her store, take a look at her classes. In your highlight section on your Instagram page, you have a lot of
Everything,
information
all
and pictures
information
from
there.
her classes, and it's really worth checking out. And I'm so glad that we got to have this conversation. I feel I have butterflies.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for watching.
Thank
Love
you so
having
much.
you here, and ciao for now.